I had some questions and before I uploaded here, and I don't remember. I should have wrote them down or taken a picture of them. But we're gonna do a meditation, so get some water. The title of this post is called "It's Crazy," right? Because we know it's crazy what's going on out there in the world. Like light and dark is they're duking it out, right? And we're caught in the middle of it, caught in the middle of the light and the dark. So yeah, I think I'm gonna do a clearing and then we'll do the meditation. A lot of sadness, right? A lot of sadness. So let's work on that first because that's going to attack the heart. And you know how the negative energies they love to attack the heart chakras. So let's just clear that chakra first. Rose quartz is really good for the heart. So if you don't have a crystal, it's kind of a nice time of year to get a crystal because it's a time of letting go. And people need to be more on their hearts right now because there's so much trauma in the world and so much sadness. So let's clear that out. We have to open up a space for love, right? We have to open up a space for love. We have to make love really big. Calm it down, calm it down. Create a sacred space wherever you live. You got to start from where you are. So create a sacred space where you live. And just tap over the heart chakra. So the color of the heart chakra is green. So, when you're out in plants, they're mostly all green, Like I have a lot of yellow and red right now, which is also really good, and they smell so good. I hope you got to see my post that I did on the pollinators. I don't know if I uploaded it here to my studio. I'll have to see. All right, let's breathe in and breathe out and breathe in and breathe out. Okay, so at this point in the meditation, you might feel yourself spiral. You might not at all. It depends on your frequency right now. So while you're in this frequency, whatever frequency your body's telling you to move in, you just kind of want to center for now. Breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Okay, we're going to check out our hands. I'm going to go into the light bulb, the orb. So we're just going to hold it here until we feel like we're connected again, because there's a lot of sadness in the world, a lot of trauma. I don't even have to go into any visuals for you. You guys see it on YouTube all over the place. The way families are treating each other, the mother, the father, the children, the grandchildren. It's a lot of darkness, a lot of anger, a lot of violence. So we're going to focus on ourselves right now to reconnect so that we're not going to be affected by that. Because it can make you very sad inside. And then you're going to lose your sense of center. So let's regain our center. By regaining your center, that doesn't mean you're not going to have compassion or empathy for these occasions of trauma and darkness. But we're going to connect ourselves and hold our light instead of being pulled out all the time. Okay, so right now you're probably going to feel like a little buzzing between your fingers, and that's good. Oh yeah, the one message that I was going to say for today is, so hold that frequency if you could feel that there. You're connecting. This is a really nice gemstone for the heart. It's green too. I believe it's called aventurine. So right now we're in the shade of Mercury. It's going to go retrograde. And then Saturn retrograde. I mean, there's so many planets that are retrograde right now. So when they're retrograde, they hold you in position. They hold you in a space, right? Where you really have to look at things. Like I said, things are becoming really real. You know, everybody can see the earth changes. They're so incredible. And like I said, we have to pray and meditate and calm them down. We have to calm down our planet. So just pick your specialty, pick your passion. If you really love the water, I love the water, I love to swim in the ocean, then you may want to pray and meditate over and burn incense over the oceans or the lakes or the rivers because they're raging. And then you have these mad scientists who are dumping chemicals and seeding the clouds. You know, they proved it. It's not just a 1970s good vibration thought, you know, hey, you know, and then they would say, oh, you're like hallucinating, right? No, it's because they're seeding the clouds. So I think people are becoming more conscious right now. So are animals, so are cats or dogs. You know, like look for the talking animals, right? Look at the babies. The babies that are being born look so wise. They're just so amazing. They're such amazing souls that are being awakened on a planet. You're being awakened. You're getting downloads. You're getting more telepathic. You're getting messages. You know, this is a very amazing time. A lot of people are frightened by it because why? They have to see who they really are. They have to see who they really are. You know, if you're evil and despicable, then you saw who you really are. If you're gracious and abundant and peaceful, then you see who you are, right? You have to look at your personality. You have to look at your character traits, just like they teach you in school, in language arts. You have to look at people's character traits. And right now, the personality and the character traits we're getting telepathically. I mean, you could feel when somebody walks down the street, you could feel their energy, their mojo. So, you know, there used to be this little beach in St. John. I'd love to go back there one day. You know, it was such a cute little beach. It had really good energy. You to get down to this little beach, there were only 2 parking spaces. And we got to set the last parking space. We were so grateful, my friend Margaret and I. It was meant to be. And then you walk down this little sandy path through all these like, what are they called? Like tall, like they look like cedar trees, because cedar grows near the water. Cedar's a good healing meditation tree. I know my eyes have been bothering me from the smoke, from the Canadian smoke. I think where else do they have wildflowers? I don't know, Oklahoma. So we need to calm down the fire. We need to calm down the air, the heat. The heat is killing all these people in China. I just, it breaks your heart, right? But when you break your heart opens. So we have to have compassion. And then you might say to yourself, oh, well, I don't like the Chinese people. Well, too bad for you. You need you need to let that go. You know, you need to let that go because you're just creating more problems. No, we need to pray and meditate for them. There's so many wonderful people everywhere, you know, all shapes and sizes. And wait till we see the blue people walking down the street. What are you going to do then? What are you going to do then? So yeah, people are being pushed to their max right now, and we're into that 3-day pattern. Like I said, 3 days, I said that back in one of my other posts, to 3 days is a fairy tale number, right? 3 or 7. but 13th, 14th, and 15th, right? So we're in that pattern. We're also in Mercury retrograde. Well, it's building up. We're in the shade. So I don't know how it's going to hit your chart. You have to look at how it's going to hit your wherever your Mercury is in your chart, right? So you'd have to look at your solar return and then look for the symbol of Mercury, and it's free online, and then you can find out where it's hitting you in your chart. I think actually I might do that today. So listen, we're going to start another meditation. I got some of these organic seeds. So I'm going to grow some of my own basil. I think I'm going to start inside because it's been so hot outside. And then my grandkids, they made me a birthday card. So keep children happy in your life. Keep yourselves happy, right? I think that's such a good idea to get kids to make a card. She's gifted. She has a lot. My granddaughter, she has a lot of people who are gifted in art. Hibiscus and sunflower. So yeah, I'm glad. So let's do another meditation. So let's shake out our hands and just like let all that stuff you don't need in your life right now that's bogging you down. And it could be a good thing too. Wait, let me clarify something here before we meditate. It could be a good thing. Like I reduced my Verizon bill, right? I reduced my Verizon bill, and then the second person offered me a free phone, right? So I guess that's like some kind of promotional deal or something before they start selling them. And I did have till August 9th to decide to do it, and I could have got a free $800 phone, right? So I brought this phone home. I said, okay, sure, I'll do it. So got this phone, and the reason there's a lesson here. There's a lesson here. I mean, it could be a good thing, like a free $800 phone, right, through Verizon. It was called Google 9 Pro 9 or something like that. No, Google 9. The Pro is a better one. So, okay, so I brought this thing home. I opened it up. My son started to download everything, right? And I thought, okay, I don't know. I didn't like the color on the phone at first, and he adjusted it, and then we did these little things with the phone, right? So now I got this new phone that I can't even talk to in my car because it's not connected in my car, right? And I said to myself, I can't deal with this right now. They're going to be digging up my street. I have to recharge all the energy I can for myself and my garden right now. I cannot deal with a new phone right now. And even though it was free, and even though my son helped me and the lady at the store, I took it back. I said, I'm sorry, I can't do this. I can't get anything new right now. There's too many planets retrograde. I just need to rest. And you might feel like that right now because there's a lot of things at play right now. There's a lot of choices. So I don't know. For me, I have to limit my choices right now because for me, just digging up of the street, it's going to be very challenging for me. So, I may have to leave and drive to Galena. So we're between these things right now. And I would say to you, don't be between so many things right now. Make it as simple in your life as possible. Because there's so much energy right now that's retrograde. And there's so much going on. So let's do another meditation. And in this meditation, I want you to focus on yourself. Because this is about yourself right now. I want you to focus on what you need to let go of. So I knew I would have to pay, so I had to pay a $50 restocking fee. I thought it was going to be $150. Thank God it was only $50. And the girl was really sweet, and she got me my phone back. And when I got in the car, I was so happy to have my phone. I like the size of it. It's heavier, it's bigger. I got my protective shield on it. So don't make too many choices right now. And then I said, I didn't even research it. I didn't even look and see. And my son says, well, don't you have a camera? And I go, yeah, that's where I want my focus to be. instead of focusing on a new phone, I need to limit my focus to my camera. So just try to get things done that you've been wanting to get done. Might advise, rather than starting something totally new, because I see this as a time of letting go of sadness, letting go of anger, because it's going to be stored somewhere in your physical body, and we're trying to let go of things that are weighing us down. We're trying to let go of muscle aches and pains or headaches or physical eye issues. So whatever you have that you're dealing with, I would say on a physical level, this is a good time for letting go of that. I know I kind of went on about that. All right. So let's do meditation. Okay, so what is the other thing I wanted to tell you in meditation? Okay, so the meditation is for letting go. And okay, this is what I need to say before we start the meditation, although the healing has already started. I hear the machines, they've already started digging up a street. I may have to go to Galena and escape. 3 hours, that's not too bad. All right, so we did a little bit of healing. This is great. All right, the one thing before we meditate that I need to remind myself to tell you. All right, so get into a good sitting position. You know, I think I'm going to hold I broke this necklace here. I love to wear it, but I broke it. I'm so hard on jewelry. I mean, I don't have a lot of jewelry I really care that much about. I have some things I like, but I'm not really a jewelry person. I'm more of a rock person. Isn't this pretty? Of the Divine Mother, Our Lady of Fatima. Maybe that was Our Lady of Lourdes. You know, it's a good idea to put on some beneficial amulets. You know, I'm gonna probably try to get that on. Oh no, I tried, it wouldn't fit. See, it's got a really narrow hull, right? The aventurine, but I can hold it and meditate with it. So find something you want to meditate with. Okay, let me finish talking here. Um, okay, yeah, I'm trying to do a juice fast too. So it's a good time to cleanse. If you want to lose 5 pounds, I would say do 3 days of juices, right? They have a lot of places, they ship them right to your door. I was so happy my handyman was here. That's divine providence, right? My handyman was perfectly here, was perfectly timed. So he would be here to see the box from Raw Generations. Because it was a big box and it was heavy. It's got all these frozen bottles in it. They sent it to you raw and they sent it to you frozen. So if you're expecting an order from Raw Generations, the juices, I wouldn't mind repping them. Make sure you're home for that delivery so you can put them in the freezer. Because I intuitively picked up a fact when I saw that box. I said, oh, Raw Generations. You know, I didn't know how they were going to ship it to me. I didn't know if it was going to come in a powder. I really didn't know. I didn't really question it. So there it was, sitting up on my stairs, the top stairs, but I couldn't pick it up. It was too heavy. So he was here at the perfect time. There's perfect times. So remember that. They're perfect times. And when you get into your perfect form of meditation, because we're always evolving, right? I got to get a pedicure. When you get into your perfect form of meditation, you know, like the by vibration and the light and everything, right? And the sound. You also might get to a place where you don't breathe. No, and you're not holding your breath, okay? It's not that type of thing. So, I mean, you can look that up in some of the books. You know, I might do a reading maybe one day a week um, in some of my favorite books because I really should watch Walking Between Two Worlds. But what I'd like to do is take the VCR tapes and turn them into CDs. So, and get a small CD player. So let's get ready to meditate. So yeah, so you might so as you walking between two worlds, I don't know if they talk about that in that series, but I know they talk about it, and maybe it was the monks of Tibet or something. So get your wow, this feels really warm already. So this was a good stone for me to be holding right now. Yeah, so that might happen too to you. You might find that the stone that you're healing with is getting warm in your palm, just like when you meditated. All right, so as we're starting to go into meditation. So if you see that I've stopped breathing, don't worry about it. I don't know if you're going to be called to do that. It's not about holding our breath. For my birthday this year, even though my birthday's in July, love you guys. Thank you for watching. I mean, all the new people too. I'm so happy more people are, experiencing Reiki healing and meditation. Because this is a hard world to live in. It's not an easy place to live, but there's a lot of love. So we always want to, be attracted to the love, right? So, and the people that love us and share with us. So, and we have to realize who are the people that really want to be around us. Who do you really want to be around, right? I think we have to make an effort. Once you put out the effort, um, then I think you're going to move forward, right? You got to put out the effort. I mean, you have to put out the effort in anything, but I think it's easier to put out the effort when we stay in our heart and we have peaceful thoughts and we're kind to people. And there's a lot of people spreading kindness, a lot of younger people. Okay, so with that, I bid you guys adieu and do your meditation, go out, smell some flowers, eat healthy. Okay, and I will see you next time. So stay in your heart.